Not everyone deserves access to your heart, but most of us learn this lesson the hard way. You don't start by giving too much. You start by giving genuinely. You open up slowly, share your thoughts, your fears, your dreams, believing that honesty will be protected. At first it feels right. They listen, they smile, they make you feel seen. And without realizing it, you hand them a key to a place inside you that took years to build. You tell yourself that love is about trust, that vulnerability is strength, and that if you love purely, it will be returned the same way. But over time, small things begin to change. They don't listen the way they used to. Your emotions feel like an inconvenience instead of something to be understood. The effort becomes one-sided, but you keep excusing it. You tell yourself they're busy, stressed, tired, going through something. You start shrinking your needs so they can stay comfortable. You stop speaking up because you're afraid of being labeled dramatic or demanding. Slowly, you realize that the door you opened so carefully is being walked through without respect. What hurts the most isn't that they don't love you the way you expected. It's that they don't handle your heart with care. They dismiss your feelings, cross your boundaries, and still expect access to your time, your energy, your loyalty. And you let them, not because you're weak, but because you believe love means patience. You believe staying proves your commitment. You believe if you give enough, they'll finally see your worth. But love was never meant to cost your self-respect. At some point, you start feeling tired in a way sleep can't fix. You replay conversations in your head, wondering what you could have said differently. You begin to question yourself instead of their behavior. You feel guilty for wanting basic effort. And the scariest part is how normal this pain starts to feel. You convince yourself this is just how relationships are, that love is supposed to hurt sometimes. But deep down, a quiet voice reminds you that love shouldn't make you feel small, invisible, or unimportant. This is where the lesson begins, even if you don't recognize it yet. You start noticing how you show up for people who wouldn't do the same for you, how you protect their feelings while they ignore yours, how you give access to your heart without asking whether they've earned it. And slowly, painfully, you understand that not everyone who wants closeness deserves it. Some people don't want your heart. They want the comfort it gives them. They want your loyalty, your attention, your emotional labor, without the responsibility of caring for you in return. Learning to close that door is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It feels like betrayal at first. You feel cruel for choosing yourself. You wonder if you're becoming cold or distant. But setting boundaries isn't cruelty, it's clarity. It's you finally deciding that your heart is not a public place. It's sacred, deserves safety, consistency, and respect. And anyone who can't offer that doesn't get unlimited access, no matter how much history you share. As you begin to protect your heart, something shifts inside you. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. You stop chasing those who keep you guessing. Stop pouring into cups that are already empty. At first it feels lonely. You miss the familiarity even if it hurt you. But peace starts replacing chaos. You breathe easier. You sleep better. You start hearing your own thoughts again. For the first time in a long time, you feel in control of your emotions instead of ruled by them. This doesn't mean you stop loving or caring. It means you become selective. You learn to watch how people treat you when you say no. You notice who respects your boundaries and who tries to push past them. You realize that real love doesn't demand access. It earns it. Real love doesn't rush, manipulate, or guilt you. It feels safe. It feels consistent. It feels calm. And most importantly, it doesn't make you question your worth. Your heart has been through enough. It has survived disappointment, betrayal, and moments where you felt unlovable. Yet it still wants to love, still hopes, still believes. That alone makes it precious. And something so precious should never be handed to someone who doesn't know how to care for it. You're not asking for perfection. You're asking for effort, honesty, and respect. And those are not unreasonable expectations. They are the bare minimum. One day you'll look back and realize that the people who walked away when you set boundaries were never meant to stay. They were lessons, not losses. They showed you what happens when you give too much to the wrong person. They taught you that love without limits becomes self-neglect. They pushed you toward a version of yourself that finally understands their own value. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, and that realization will save you years of pain. It will teach you to love without losing yourself, to give without emptying yourself, to care without sacrificing your peace. And when the right people come into your life, they won't feel threatened by your boundaries. They'll respect them. They'll protect your heart as carefully as you do. Because real connection isn't about access, it's about responsibility. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to Unsaid Feelings for more emotional and moral stories that heal, teach, and remind you of your worth. Sometimes the most powerful act of love is choosing who gets to stay.